Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Scottish Running Podcast with myself, Sean Gaffney, with Peter Tucker, and this guy we've got on now. It doesn't need any introduction. Just already from February this year, this guy is national cross country champion. He's the national trail running champion. He's the national hill running champion. And as of a couple of weeks ago, he's also the national 10K road champion. Uh, he runs for Central AC, and I'm gonna pick his brains later on to see how Inverclyde AC can beat Central this year. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jamie Crowe. How you doing, Jamie?
Good mate, thank you. That was a good intro. Thank you.
Well, wait, it's all you. That's all you, mate. So, so far, how's your were you training tonight or?
Yeah, did just a couple of easy runs. I've had a wee niggle actually since I raced the English National Cross on Saturday and got a wee niggle from the race during the race. So
Oh,
that was my first
nice.
run back to date.
Wow. So the English National, I think, is that 9 mile?
No,
It was 12k. So it was
seven
about
up.
eight. It was about eight. Yeah, 7.5, 8 miles. It was
You're
pretty
thinking
good.
of the south of England, Gaffney. That's the one that's always been 9 miles.
Aye, it's
So
like 15k. Sun Wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not normally at Parliament Hill, but obviously when the Nationals there, it rotates. But yeah, but how did you get on? Sorry, I haven't seen it, Jamie. How did you get on Saturday?
Didn't have a great one. I seemed to do something with my glute about a lap and a half in, and I thought I was just knackered. But once I actually finished, I couldn't really walk.
All right.
Once I got home, so I ended up 15th.
Okay.
I was wanna be up there top three, but just wasn't
Yeah.
my day. It was a weird
Okay.
one. It was
Have you
like
done
roasting. It was
the
like 21 degrees, so it was a weird cross country vibe.
right? Have you done the English National before?
Never done it, so I got invited down because it got cancelled in
That's
February because
right. Yeah.
the rain. So
Yeah.
it was my only opportunity I can because it's usually the same day as in the Scottish National.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, they gave me an email to come down, and yeah, I thought I couldn't say no to that. So
Oh, fair enough. Well, like you say, I know it's always the same day because obviously from being down south originally, I always have that conundrum. I've done the Scottish National several, and I was before moving up, it was always the English National for me. But yeah, who knows? I mean, obviously, a little bit of unfinished business. Maybe one day stars might align. You get a chance to go back and show them what you can really do.
yeah, like I've always wanted to do one Parliament Hill. To be fair,
Yeah,
uh, so maybe I'll save my best run for that one.
yeah, sounds good, mate. Sounds good.
nice. So what we'll do is as we always kick off with, is with Pete Tucker's get to know you, and don't worry, Pete's not stalked your life before you these questions. So Pete just likes to answer a good be quick fire questions. Is that okay, man?
Yeah, something different. It's good.
Over
Good
to you,
stuff.
Pete.
All right, thanks for that, mate. Right, we'll just start off with so tell me what you would say is your best running achievement or proudest PB.
Um, Probably proudest achievement is probably the 12 stage down with Central. Uh, just doing something as a team is quite different to
Yeah,
what we usually do in athletics. So, and mate, the day was so good. Just everything seemed to align. Like I was free to come down, just trying to get 12 guys that are free and
yeah,
also fit at the same time.
yeah,
It's so difficult. So like I was fit, Butchie was fit, all the young boys were fit, and everyone was just talking about it and training for weeks and weeks and weeks. So buzzing to go down and get that because we've drove down to Birmingham so many times
yeah.
and been fourth so many times. So nah, that was class. So I probably go that one. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, great shout. And so what year was that? What year was that then? Did you won it
Oh, test me. That was last year. Yeah,
last
last
year?
year.
Right. And
April.
that was Sutton Park, is that right?
Yeah, Sutton Park. Yeah.
Yeah, great course. I've done that one a few times. Yeah, no, fair play to you. That's a great shout. Okay, moving on. So, who's your favourite male athlete?
Oh, male athlete. Are we talking track and field here, or?
Yeah, your free reign. Whoever you think.
Oh, I'll go try. I like it's probably one I said all the time, but I like Bikili. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
he represents myself, sort of small, fat thighs. Um, so I like him representing the small guys. And at the minute, a big fan of the 1500 stuff at the minute. So
Yeah,
I quite like Ingebrigtsen.
yeah,
I like what he's doing and how bullish he is and the
yeah.
way he races. So yeah, we'll go Bakilian.
No, great.
Big Ingy.
Great shout, yeah. I mean, obviously, I've got a few years on you, so I would have been a Gabriel Selassie man myself before
Yeah.
came onto the scene. But I actually got to meet him once, only briefly, at the London Marathon. Just managed to get a quick photo of him. But yeah, he was such an athlete. Obviously, always had that smile on his face, and I think he broke the world record running to that song, the Scat Man. So yeah. Good running. So there's a tip for you. Get that in the earphones and get out
on the playlist.
But yeah, the 1500, like you say, great shout. And obviously, yeah, Josh Kerr's doing all right. It's a good bit of rivalry there. So we've enjoyed watching that develop. So brilliant. Okay, definitely. Mate. Thanks for that. And then your favourite female athlete?
Favourite female athlete? Probably, I liked what Hassan, that's quite recent. So Hassan sticks in the memory from the Olympics. Quite like someone that makes you like watch a race because they're so like you can't take your eyes off them. So her like in London Marathon a few years ago, and then her in the Olympics, like you couldn't really take your eyes off her. Like what she was doing, she was at the back, she was at the front, stuff like that. Hassan, I actually quite enjoy Eilish, watching Eilish run as well. I think like proper grit and buries herself, which is always great to watch.
No, that's a great shot. Listen, I'm not quite sure why, but you can tell us a little bit later when he comes in. But I don't think Sean's the biggest fan of Hassan for some reason. But
I could imagine. I think I maybe know why. But.
Yeah, we'll let him enlighten us. But she's certainly a character. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Who's your football team, mate?
Big Nottingham Forest fan.
All right.
Good result last week. So. I was told to say that since you were late.
I literally just realised that you'd set me up just there.
No, I'm a big Celtic man. So good night last night for us. And however, when I'm teaching, when the kids ask me at school, I'm a Partick Thistle fan. It kills all conversation.
Yeah, fair enough. Fairly new. Well, I do the same. Like if I'm asked, I'm a Greenock Morton fan in terms of Scottish football anyway. So nice and neutral. So there we go. Okay. What's your favourite movie?
Oh, favourite movie. Not a massive movie guy. I don't have the attention to sit down and watch. Probably the movie I quote the most. I'll go with that. And I've actually got a picture of the guy down here. We'll go Borat.
Brilliant. Great shout. Very nice.
Yeah, there you go.
High five. Oh, yes.
Very good. Okay, moving on. Sean can come in with some quotes later. I know he loves a bit of Baron Cohen. The most interesting person you've met through running?
I was lucky enough to do a training camp in Font with Andrew Butcher, training partner at Central. And we shared an apartment with Stephen Scullion.
Oh yeah,
the Irish guy does the YouTube stuff, and he's just mental. When Butchie told me we were sharing with him, I was like, I'm gonna absolutely hate this guy. And then we just like got on so well. I ended up moving out of Butchie's apartment and going and staying with Scullion. And he's a big Rangers man. He's a big, big Hun. So we have good banter on Instagram and stuff like that. So. He's just a really interesting guy. Like, mad into his running.
Yeah,
you could literally get him on a topic. I could just say the word shoes, and then for the next 5 miles, that's him talking about shoes. So
yeah,
great guy to train with. You don't have to say a word. You just listen to him talk nonsense, and just poke him a wee bit with new like stuff to rile him up.
Brilliant. That actually sounds like my mate who I train with, Craig Shields. He says that when I go for a run with him, he never gets a word in edgeways. He just listens to me.
Listens.
Waffling on loads of crap. So, but no, in fact, Shieldsy actually, I'm sure, because Stephen Scullion obviously does a bit of coaching, doesn't he? And I'm sure Shieldsy subscribed to one of his programs or something. So he's been on the Scullion plan. So I've heard a bit. I knew of him anyway, but I don't know too much about him, but no, I think Sean will need to try and get him on at some point. He sounds like he'd
be good to have on. Yeah, you wouldn't have to ask him any questions.
Well, that's it, and then we'll get the real dirt on Jamie Crowe. So okay, so what's your favourite race then?
Favorite race. Goes for like memories and stuff. I'll say National Cross, like massive day.
Yeah.
Again, 12 stage, love a relay. Any sort of relay, to be fair, national cross country relays,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then a wee side one. Enjoy Black Rock 5.
Yeah.
Races goes out to the rock on the beach.
Yeah.
So yeah, those, I know that's not one race, but those three are up there.
No, that's fine. No, great show. I love it. It seems like you've obviously really part of this sort of team ethos that Central have got, which is great. Which obviously you're clearly very very successful, so that's great. But like you say, the Scottish national though, that's iconic, isn't it? I mean, I've only done it a few times, and in those few times, I've not been anywhere near to worry about whether there's a trophy or anything for myself. But I'm guessing there is a trophy. So getting your name on that trophy, being part of history, that's something you can always look back on. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure you're pretty proud. And again, apologies, I've not had a chance to do my extensive research. How many times have you won it?
3.
3, right? Great. Okay, so hoping for number 4 for this year then.
Hopefully, that's the plan.
Fingers crossed. Nice one. Okay, mate. Oh yeah, sorry, I meant to say Black Rock 5 again. I heard a lot about that one. Again, it's from what I hear, it's quite a almost like a bucket list sort of race. A lot of people do. And I follow Ross Houston and Strava. I met
yeah,
Ross.
He loves it.
Yeah, that's it. I met him years. I think back in 2011. Actually, we did the Edinburgh Marathon. I was a bit fitter then. I could almost just about keep him in sight for 20 miles anyway. But yeah, I just saw there was some. I know he's got a marathon coming up. As I think he's doing Chester. And I saw that someone had commented about the Black Rock 5, trying to tempt him into it. So we'll see. You might have a teammate there as well. But there you go. Okay. Yeah. What's your favourite session? And we're taking notes here.
Probably 20 by 400.
Right.
Love that. I like sessions where I get into like a rhythm. And I remember over COVID, Derek Easton at Central made me do it basically every Tuesday for, must be honestly, about 10 weeks.
Right.
And I managed to get down to average like 60 seconds.
Decent.
For each one. 60.98 or something, but I managed to get under. So.
Yeah, we'll call that 60. Take it, definitely. Yeah. That's awesome, mate. What sort of recovery are we looking at there?
Usually a minute standing. Sometimes it's like sometimes 200 jog, but a minute standing, I prefer that. It's a wee bit easier.
And just out of interest, purely from my point of view, and it's been years since I did like proper track sessions like that. I do remember the times of doing them sort of week in, week out. But so you 2400s, the last rep. What are you still kind of running that consistently, or are you just kind of like balls out going for it?
Nah, yeah, last 4 you're kind of picking up. So that last one, I think that time was maybe like a 54, 55.
Decent.
Both arms and legs going everywhere.
Yeah, nice. We turn a pace on you there, right? Okay, decent. Okay, and your favourite food?
Oh, I'm a pizza man. Yeah, I like my pizza. Bit of a pizza snob, actually.
Right. Which particular brand then, or what?
Nah. It's got to be like proper pizza oven, Italian style. Like none of these Domino's or Pizza Hut or anything like that.
I was just coming on to that. Are you the proud owner of an Uni then, since it's a Scottish brand?
Nah, I'm not actually. No. My sister's got one, and brother-in-law.
Right.
And he makes like unbelievable pizzas. But
yeah,
I've just got this place. We live like kind of in a fishing village just outside Dundee, and there's a wee pizza place. I'm in there almost every Friday. So and it's fairly cheap. So
brilliant.
The guy knows me now.
Do you want to? What's the name of the place? Let's give them a shout. You should probably speak to them. I'm sure you could get some sort of sponsorship deal.
I don't know. Pizza Revolution.
Pizza Revolution, right? Get that back on the back of your t-shirt. Easy runs, and do you know what I mean? And everyone will see this guy flying, and so yeah. Well, I won't
be flying much longer, but they're giving me free pizza. That's
well, listen, we'll see if we can make that happen. Sean, talk to our PR guys. We haven't got any, obviously, but right. Okay, moving on. Oh, sorry, I was going to say, yeah, I've got an Uni myself. Actually, had it a few years. Didn't get any use at all last summer. I mean, I had the arrival of a little baby girl, which kind of kept me busy. But yeah, no, they're awesome. I'm still kind of perfecting it, and when I've not used it for a while, I'm a bit rusty. But I'm sure you'll have crossed paths with our club mate and our good friend Craig Ruddy. He's got one of them as well. So he's he's a dab hand with it. He does pretty good. So there you go. All right.
You got Ruddy's for pizza then.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely. Yeah. Listen, we've been down to see him a few times because he's down south now, obviously in Surrey. So we've been down and done the Bushy Park run. So just going off on a tangent here a bit, but is that one you've done? Have you ever done the Bushy Park run?
Nah,
Again,
I've not. No,
iconic?
I've not. I know
Right.
it's iconic. Yeah, it's rapid. The record.
That's it. Yeah, definitely. Right. Okay. Well,
Not
you never
that.
know. Maybe we can sort that one weekend then. All right. And then, do you have a phobia or a pet hate?
Got lots of pet hates.
Go on then.
Phobia. Do you know what? Phobia. I absolutely hate lifts with like glass, and you can see outside. Oh,
Yeah,
mate. Yeah. I can't deal with them. Done one of them in London and was pissing a sweat, and yeah, it was the
Really?
worst.
Have you been up the Shard in London?
Pet hates.
So it just broke up.
Nah, it wasn't. It was like a restaurant up the. I sound like a. Nah, it wasn't the Shard. It was some sort of. It was a restaurant, a breakfast place up high up, and I actually couldn't eat anything when I was up there, so it was wasted on me.
Fair enough. Well, give us one of your pet hates. Then you want just any pet hate as well.
I hate tomato sauce sachets.
Okay.
That's my head in.
Fair enough.
And then a running one, I hate. A guy at Central used to this Conan. I don't know if you remember Conan McCoy, Irish boy that was with us for a bit. I hate boys that run through puddles and then splash you like they're just chatting away to you and they run right through it, and then the water's in your shoes. Does my head in.
Yeah, that's bad form. That's not on right. Okay, fair play.
Absolute
Right,
scumbags,
that's pretty much it. Listen, there is normally another one, but I'm not going to ask you it unless you play poker. Do you play poker?
No, I played it once.
Fine.
So it's anything to do with like hands or that. I will not have a Scooby.
Yeah, let's leave it there then. Cool. Well, no, listen, mate. Thanks for that. It's good to back over to Sean.
Pete's lost a lot of money at poker. Remortgaged his house 4 times.
How do you know? I only tell you about when I win. So how do you know that?
Mate, I work in the bank. I know everything.
Oh, fair enough.
But before we go ahead though, Pete, so you're telling me you've had the greatest home, like possibly the best way to make homemade pizza, and you've never invited me up for pizza.
Oh, well, you're not aware of this. We'll get you over, mate. You might have to wait till next summer now, but we'll get you and Janet over. So yeah,
and Jamie as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We can do a proper podcast doing stuff like that. You know?
A pizza podcast, yeah.
Yeah, a pizza podcast. That's an idea. So what we do, Jamie, we always ask runners know when they started running. But I can see way back here that your running career started way back in 2005, Dundee Hawk Hill under 11, and then until you got to university, then you went to Stirling and also joined Central. But so what at your early days at Dundee, that's where your development started.
Actually, I ran for Shettleston first. Actually, in Glasgow. Yeah, wow. I don't know if I'll be up there, but my dad was in Shettleston, so went to Christmas Handicap and ran there, and went down there on a Tuesday night, ran around Glasgow Green, and did the sessions there. So, and then moved up to Dundee, high school, so under 11. Yeah, it was class. Like they had kind of 2 groups. They had like a group, junior group, and then you had Liz McColgan's group.
Oh yeah.
Where like you mentioned, like you had on Dougie, where he was training, and obviously Ailish and Jenny Tan or Jenny Selman, sorry.
It's okay. She's not actually changed her name on Zoom. Dougie
logged
on.
Dougie was Jenny Tan.
Yeah, Jenny Tan. I was like, oh, that's a big warning sign, mate.
That's what happens when your wife's faster, eh?
Sorry, on you go.
Yeah, so like you can see you've seen progression. So you've seen like in the junior group, right? I want to move up to that group, so moved up to that group, and I was the youngest by far. So training with all these guys that were a wee bit older, and made me develop. And being under Liz, you're always shit scared, so you were running as hard as possible on your Tuesdays, and then went. And she had a gym as well, so like we'd get a couple of boys from my school were training under as well, so we'd get the bus after school up to our gym, and do extra like core sessions, spin classes, and that. She had us all doing that, saunas and everything. It was pretty hard going in the Hawks when under Liz's coaching.
Well, I suppose she was world champ. We had her on the podcast, you know.
Did you?
I had her on the start
I
of
need
the
to have a
year.
listen.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
But I thought like her training, she just sounded when she was training, it sounds as if she just went full out. It was just
tough as anything. She used to do this. You do a rep and you think it's the last rep, and then she'd be like, right, surprise, 400.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go again. She loved doing that, and you just like get people in tears after like not being able to move, and yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a Brucey bonus. I had a coach that used to do that. Like sometimes
Brucey
it was,
bonus.
yeah, sometimes or not as the case was, but sometimes yeah, like mile reps, and you think you're done, and like I said, like sometimes you push it a bit on that last rep, and then you instantly regret it as soon as you hear those words. All right, one more rep.
Yeah.
Like, hang on, I thought we were doing 5. No,
I like that. It gets rid of the. Yeah, it gets rid of the last rep warriors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
suppose that kind of happens in
Yeah.
a race, though. You need to be prepared for it. You know, when you think, "Oh, I'm done," and then somebody tries to outsprint you, you need to be prepared to really.
Nah, yeah. I enjoyed it under her actually. I enjoyed the training in that group.
And who better to be coached by a former world champion? So
yeah, and someone from Dundee as well. So you had a bit of inspiration as well. And
yeah,
absolutely, man. But then obviously after you went to university, there's your Stirling uni days, and then obviously I think Stirling and Central. Whoever goes to Stirling uni, they've inevitably kind of run for Central.
yeah, I think like Derek now coaches the uni group, so he's got his finger in there. So but he didn't do it when I was there. And there wasn't much of a group, the Stirling uni group. So and I knew all the Central boys anyway, so I knew I was going to train with Central, but I was a total waste of time when I was at uni. I was so bad. I was so fat. I was so drunk. Like I proper enjoyed my first 3 years of uni anyway, and then got my head down my last year. But I was a total waste of time. I bet Derek was like, "What is this?" when he rocked up first session.
What's going to happen here?
But again, like if probably if I wasn't at Stirling, I'd probably be even worse. Like I probably wouldn't run anymore. Whereas I would do all the uni stuff, go out, party, all that stuff. But every Tuesday and Thursday night, I was there, and you're training with the best group in Scotland. So you're always going to stay at a reasonably fit by training with these boys, like your Butchies and your Robert Russells and your Ali Hayes and stuff like that. Like you're always going to be getting dragged along by them. So I'm glad I went to Stirling Uni rather than probably like Glasgow or Dundee. I would have been lost to the nightlife of uni.
Do we have a uni in Greenock anywhere, Sean?
It's called West College Scotland. So it's,
right.
Are people allowed to go to uni from Greenock?
It's a big ask. They need to fill out numerous forms to basically consent forms saying you promise not to stab West Glasgow uni students. You have to make a comment about your upbringing. But no, I think it's I think most everyone in Greenock either goes to a uni in Glasgow. That's the most popular ones.
Yeah,
but no, I know you get the college.
I suppose like Dundee, a lot of people go to Aberdeen. But...
Aye, Aberdeen as well. But yeah, no. But to answer your question, Pete, yes, Greenock does have a college, but it's not a university. It's quite. I'll send you a picture one day. It's quite a big building.
That's good to know. Did you go there, Sean?
I did. I get my sports science diploma from there.
Okay. What was that for, like attendance or something, or?
Probably just felt so for me that there's a 20-year-old boy who's losing his hair. Let's just give him a diploma.
Nothing wrong with you losing your hair, mate. But yeah, anyway.
But yeah, obviously onto Central, obviously after uni, and then you really start to kick on as well. So what would you say? I had no idea what you were like at uni. That he just told you were drunk and fat.
Yeah.
but what would you say when you said you start to get the head down? What would you say was a kind of like a turning point for you in like a certain race, or was it a session where you felt I'm really starting to turn a corner here?
Uh, it was more. It was more. I didn't know what I wanted to do once I left uni. There was definitely races there where like Scottish unis I finished like 15th or something. Like I was miles back for what I probably should have been. Um, and because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I'd always kind of wanted to go to the States
Mm-hmm.
on a scholarship, so I knew I had to like kind of get the head down, and I was lucky enough to train with like the triathlon boys like Mark Austin, who won a Commonwealth medal, and Ferg Roberts, who or the Roberts brothers, who'd representing Great Britain. Like they lived just down the road from me, so I've seen how well these boys were doing, and I was spending a lot of time with them. But I was they were so committed to their sports. Like they only went out at the end of season and then they enjoyed themselves, whereas I was going out all season. So I kind of like watched what they were doing, and also the Butchie doing really well kind of inspired a lot of people in Central to kind of get the head down, and so the accumulation of all that stuff in my last year, I had a dissertation, all this sort of stuff, so kind of matured a wee bit, and so I got the head down, and that's when things started to get better. Changed my diet and everything as well. Like I lost quite a lot of weight, and started running better, like quickly, because I was doing the training, and once you see what the results, like once you do the training and you're seeing results, it's quite easy to stay motivated to continue that.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, that's
so what sort of year was this where you kind of felt like there was a bit of a breakthrough? Was it sorry, Lamar Uni? Is that right? Did you go?
Yes, yes. I went to Lamar in when did I leave uni? 2017, 2018. I went 2018, so my probably 2016, 2017. I started getting the head down and training quite a lot, and ran a couple of good races. Finished I think top 5 national cross, and ran like 14, 15 or something. Try to get my times down to go to the States, and then was lucky enough to be approached by a few unis in the States, and I picked Lamar in Texas.
Which other, if you don't mind me asking, which other uni sort of approached you out of interest?
I
If
think
you
there was
remember.
like well there was a few. Liz actually helped me out with a couple of unis.
Yeah.
I think like Tulsa and stuff like that approached. I
Right.
can't really remember. I was just once I got the one I wanted to go to, I was kind of focused on that.
Whereabouts is Lamar? Sorry, is it Texas sort of way, or have I made that up?
Yeah, Texas. Yeah, Texas. It's like an hour east of Houston.
Right. Okay. Because I know Butler's quite a big one. It has a lot of Brits go over there, doesn't it?
Actually, yeah, Butler. I spoke to Butler as well. That was
right.
Yeah, a lot of Brits go there. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, good stuff.
nice one. And obviously out in America, I was going to lead on to the American questions of a second. But in America, did you see like a big did that well, obviously it did help you, but did you see basically when you went to the uni in America what was required to be, like maybe not a world class athlete, but you knew what was required to progress on and get results?
Yeah, like the standard, and obviously the top standard was better, but also like just like mid pack, there was just hundreds of guys, like hundreds of guys at my level. So if you had an off day, if you had a good day, you're up there, and then you have like a slightly off day, you're down in like the hundreds places where you'd never finish in the UK. Like, so having like having an eye opener to that, like you need to have a good day on these races, or you're going to be miles back. So my first race, like I think I was way back, and it gave me the motivation to go back and train and get ready for these races. But it definitely took me a few races to get used to the racing out there. It was totally different.
Yeah. They've got the different structure. It's like cross country, indoor, and then it's like outdoor.
Yeah, you raced a lot, so like I definitely learned. I think I'm quite good at race tactics and strategy and stuff like that, and I definitely learned that in the States from the amount of racing I did. And yeah, you're such short seasons, so you're cross country into indoor and into outdoor really quickly. So you think you're getting somewhere in the cross, and then it finishes and you're in the indoors, and then you're thinking, oh, I'm nailing indoors now. Oh no, that's over. Into outdoors, and you're always chasing like qualifying stuff, and there's always championships at the end of these seasons. It's a massive deal to the school. Like this is where they get their points. This is why they brought you over to to get these conference points, they call them. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good experience, but like you were constantly racing and training. It was good.
Yeah. I think I remember when Johnny Glim went over
Yeah,
in his first year, like it was like after like 6 months or so, and I knew it was the cross country season. I was like, let me see how he's getting on. And I found a link to a race, and I was scrolling through, and I got to his race, and it was like the winning time. It was like 8K cross country, and it was like the winning time was like 23:01 or something. And then it's like
rapid.
then I found Johnny. It was like 24:20, which is a great time for 5 mile cross country. But he was like down like the 40s.
Yeah,
Like,
mental way. Yeah, and he'd be running for Britain at the time, like World Cross, and
yeah,
I was out at a similar time as Johnny. Yeah, I've seen him at a few races.
All right.
Always, you could always see the ginger hair, especially in California.
I know. That's this wee guy for Scotland frying like a vampire, you know. And so, but yeah, I just wanted to just run through your PBs here. So, also you've ran what 1:59 for the 800.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Once I
800.
go sub 2, I didn't do another one. I was like, no way.
I'm the same. I think I was always running a bit. I mean, I've never been a great runner, just been a club runner, but I got to like 2:15 at one point, and I was like, oh right, that's me. That's me done 800s, and then like 2 weeks later, I ran 2:07, and I was like, that's me definitely done. Like,
Sean, come on, mate. You're underselling yourself. This is your problem. You lack confidence. Listen, Jamie Crowe's never won the Cal 5K. Okay, that's something he can't say. So just stop.
Well, no, hold on, no, Jamie Crowe, I've won the Dunoon 5K, but Jamie Crowe has won the Dunoon 10K.
What a weird weekend that was for me, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, in fact, we'll tell that wee story first. You were helping out a friend. And that Dunoon
I was
10K.
helping out my mate Ferg Roberts, triathlon boy, and I was like, "Well, if you find the flat 5K, 10K, I'll come and help you." And he messaged back like Dunoon, and I Google mapped it, and I was like, "What on earth? How are we getting there?" And then so we actually went. He wanted to do it without super shoes as well, and we ended up staying in this like dodgy wee hotel in Dunoon. Went out for a meal, mate. It was so weird. It was funny though, and everyone gets the ferry over.
Yeah.
Like I was like, where's everyone going to be? Like the town's dead. And then there's just like hundreds of people getting this ferry. I was like, that's how you get to Dunoon, rather than driving.
Is that the only time you've ever been there?
Yeah, only time I've been there. It was cool though. I liked it.
I've not been. It's actually on my bucket list. There's 2 places that I need to go. Mainly, I don't know if you watch any of Limmy's stuff, but I feel like I need to go to Yoka, and then I also need to go to Dunoon. But yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Dunoon. I worked in Dunoon for a while as well, when the locals go at you. Like, bear in mind, I'm from Greenock, which is just across the water, but I can drive to Dunoon, but it takes like an hour and a half.
Oh, ages. Yeah.
So, but they're like, "Oh, so are you from the mainland?" I'm like, "You're from the mainland as well." Like, it just takes ages to drive here. Like, you're not an island. Like, you're a peninsula. But I mean, I can tell you right now, like when you were in that restaurant night before the race and that, they would have been like, "Who's this guy?" And that, like, who are these two? And that, the whole time.
Yeah, two guys, and we were like the only 2 guys in there. It was funny.
But no, I remember looking through that Dunoon 10K because I was looking for it a couple of years back to see if they were doing it again, and it was like the whatever year it was results, and I was like, Jamie Crowe. I was like, what's he doing? Dunoon. I was like, Jamie Crowe at the Dunoon 10K. That was random, but it was good though. But back to your PB. So the 800 meters, like we discussed there. So yeah, the 1:59 and then never again. And then obviously for the 1500, the 3:51. I would expect you in 3:45 after doing that 2400s at 60s. You know.
I know that was. I ran 3:51. That was years ago. And I remember Ryan Thompson's dad, just basically telling me to my face I'd never run faster than 3:51. So I was like, cool, that'll be me done with the 15s then.
I reckon you're still you're a young guy. I reckon you could.
I'd like to do another one, mate. I love them. They're my favourite distance. I'm not that. I just hate track races, so probably never do one again. But I'll try it. I never know.
Remember I asked, like, we had Neil Gourley on like, last year, and I asked him, I was like, well, you're an elite 8 and 1500 meter runner. What's worse, an 800 or a 15? He's like, well, the eight's, the eight is the 800. He's but it doesn't last as long. He's but the 15, if you get a race where somebody takes it out straight from the off and it's fast for the start, 1500s are quite brutal. But I don't know. I still think 800
I'd go it's worse as well. Maybe
is
I'm not
excellent.
running 15s hard enough then.
Try one, maybe next summer or indoor.
Maybe.
Then you've got your mile time, 4:06, 8:14 for the 3K, 13:58, 5,000, 10,000, 29:39, a 2K steeplechase there in 6:20. And then also 5K in the road, 13:51 from Armagh as well. So out of your half marathon PB, 64:19, and the marathon 2:22. I think that was your debut, wasn't it? The marathon.
Yeah.
Aye.
A day I would like to forget, but
well, put it this way: your debut is faster than Pete's debut. Pete was 2:23 in his debut.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
That's one win for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna know. Sometimes I compare head to heads with our guests, but I'm not gonna do that just now. So
yeah, we'd both be out.
Just talk us, if you wouldn't mind. So I'll just jump in there, Sean. Just talk us through that. And then that was London 2021. Is that right? So obviously you said a day to forget for you. Clearly you're a high caliber athlete with your half times and all of your times really. But what were you kind of expecting? And tell us a little bit about the race.
I was expecting. I did a weird one. I was going for the Commonwealth 5K time, and then I kind of got a hamstring niggle for ages. I couldn't shift, and I kind of got fed up, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do something different and try and run the marathon.
Right.
So I had a great build. I was so fit. I was running my half marathons in my sessions at 66, running 20 milers, going at 2:15 pace pretty easily. I just wasn't prepared. I just assumed it was like any other race. So I was on the elite start, so you get picked up from the hotel, all this stuff. You get your bottles and stuff like that, but I had none to put in my bottles. I just didn't think I had gels, and I was like, I'll take some gels, but I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I've done big days. I know this is totally different, but I just assumed that I've done big days on the mountains and stuff with friends. I've been out for hours and hours without eating any food. I'll be fine. So did all my bottles, but kind of managed to borrow Morton off people and put that in, but never used it before, so I didn't know. And then just obviously no one's too hard for water, which I thought I was. So I didn't take a drink at all for the whole race.
What?
I just had 3 gels.
You serious? No water?
I would pick my bottle up because my gels were attached to my bottle, but because I'd never had Morton before, I panicked and was like, you know what, I think I'll be fine. And I actually remember I gave one of my bottles to Kenny Wilson, one of our Scottish athlete. Just before halfway. And he was pretty thankful for it, and he tried to give me it back, and I was like, yeah, fine. So I got to 20 miles and just got the worst hammy cramp I've ever had in my life.
Right.
And so I was just good. I hadn't eaten, I did 3 gels, but you need to be hydrated for the gels to work when I read the back of the gel packet at the back. So I was at 2:15 pace till about 22 miles.
What were you through halfway in, sorry, roughly?
67 something.
Right.
I had a Emil Cress and Adam Clark pacing.
Right.
And wow. I was in a good group. There was a few Welsh guys going for the Comedy time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we all had quite a good group chasing that, and then I got to 22 miles, and I'd actually put my foot down a drain. So that change in, I don't know, just I kind of stumbled, and once I stumbled, that change instantly just went through my legs, and both hammies just started cramping. And then I was just panic drinking. I was just like that was going to change anything. I was grabbing every bottle there was.
Yeah.
But nah, I was done. I was cooked. So I was jogging it in from 22 miles, and someone sent me. I was in the pub after, and someone sent me a video saying great to see you today, Jamie. like out in the elite field and sent me a video of me running, but it was me running, grabbing my hamstring and then grabbing it onto like the barrier at the side, like screaming with pain. That's a great video to get when you're halfway through a Guinness and crying about your result.
That's a shame, mate. But no, like you say, it didn't go to plan for you on that occasion. But again, having like been running for years, like yourself, everyone always says about London and the crowd. But hopefully you'll agree. Like it really is like amazing. Though it's such a great event. So do you is there any sort of unfinished business with the marathon? Then do you think you'll have another crack at some point? It doesn't have to be London, but what are your plans?
Yeah, like you said with London, it's class. Like that was amazing. I was proper stressed about the time. So I actually didn't really take it in. So I'd quite like to do it again without having that stress of, right, I need to run 2:15, I need to run 2:15, I need to run 2:15.
Yeah.
Unfinished business. I was thinking about doing one again this year, but my hammies are still not right.
Right.
So I enjoy the training, and I probably train better doing marathon type sessions.
And
it's maybe my best like distance to go to later on, but while I'm working in that at the moment, I don't really want to commit to one at the minute. It's just quite a big commitment. I don't really have the motivation. I need to be 100% motivated and excited by something, and
fair enough.
I'm not at the minute.
And so just one more question around that sort of stuff that we're talking about, and it's one that I'm interested in sort of personally. I mean, obviously you're still running at a really, really high level when you're really competitive, and you've got lots of probably goals still to achieve and stuff. But do you think you could ever see yourself doing an ultra one day? Again, a bit like our mutual friend Ross Houston. Do you ever see yourself having a go at one of those 50k, 100ks?
Mate, I'd like to actually. I enjoy, like, I get caught watching stuff on like Instagram and YouTube of like these ultra races, and mate, I do fancy it. I'm quite, like, I've done quite big days in the hills and stuff. I like being out for a long time. It is something I do fancy. The West Island Way kind of is one that I don't know. I always kind of look at and think, oh, that'd be a good one to do. More like one of these trail ones. I know I'm a big fan of Dougie, but running around North Inch for 100k sounds horrendous.
Fair enough.
Maybe doing one a wee bit more scenic. Like I was in the Alps in the summer and was in Chamonix and stuff, and I was like, yeah, doing something around here would be pretty cool.
Cool. All right, so there we go. So it's a potential. It could happen in the future. I'll let Adrian and Debbie know that it's a possibility then. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I've got kind of two questions about that. So, obviously the first question about, it's not even a question, it's a story about you're talking about hydration and marathon and all that as well. When we were in Frankfurt, and the guy that was mining my pal Neil McLaughlin, who you know very well, Peter. It was our first marathon. There's a more experienced guy in our club, guy called Davey, who was running about our level, and he's like, I'll go and do it with yous, I'll run with yous and all that stuff, and I'll give you tips and all that, and the whole ways like that. And every water stop, take on water, take it on. I was like, right, cool. Is that so? I got to the first 5k, took on water, and he just kept grabbing water, poured it on himself. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'll end up catching a cold or something. That's not my luck. I was like, and then about 200 meters later, got to this other bit, grabbed a cup, threw it in his face. He's like, oh, that was the water. Turns out he'd flung like Lucasade or something in his face.
Oh, mate.
And, his eyelashes were all sparkling and all that.
Is this Davey Henderson we're talking about?
This is Davey Henderson. He's like, that was the water.
At least give him his proper title then, like Mad Davey, not just Davey. Come on.
Mad Tendo. He is mad. But yeah.
We've all been there. That's funny.
Yeah. But my second question is, you're saying about the marathon and stuff, but Glasgow just announced, Commonwealth Games 2026. Is that maybe a wee target on the horizon for a wee distance in there?
Yeah, maybe. Like I've been dotting about doing random stuff for the last 2 years, and I've not, like, to be perfectly honest, not been motivated apart from cross country season. Not really been motivated to do anything in the summer wise. So that Glasgow news is pretty big. So spoke to Mark Pollard about it and stuff, and I'll wait to see what the times come out for each event, but I quite keen to go and have a proper crack at the 5K in the track. Like I've never been I've been really fit and just been really unlucky with timings of races and stuff in COVID. So I've missed out probably being my fittest to go and run a really quick 5K. So I'll
But you've got
see what
I was going to say, you've got the best guy in your club to help you with that and help coach you,
I
is
know,
Andrew
yeah.
Butcher. So
I know. We've discussed it together, so and it's something maybe he's thinking about going back to. So if I can do it with someone like that, it's obviously going to make it a lot easier, and going through the pain with someone else helps. So it's good to have that announced, because I have been struggling with motivation to do stuff. So having something like that to chase is pretty big.
it makes sense why, I seen that, that list of, and everyone knows, cross country right now, it gets to February, everyone says, Jamie Crowe, that's the guy who's going to win it. But you get to hill running, you get to trail running, and Jamie Crowe's name doesn't, like, no, your name's not really there. But then this year, you just decided, I'm going to only do the hill championships, I'm going to do the trail, I'm going to win them.
Yeah, again, like just like I've said, like with motivation and races and stuff, the hill kind of scene, I've always enjoyed running in the hills. So I thought I'll give it a proper crack. And last year I didn't make the 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 world champs team. I struggled at the trial. It's a different sport. Like it is really hard. And I didn't. I thought I prepared. I'd done some uphill training and did try to do some races. It was really early in the season, to actually prepare for it. So I never made the team. And then the trial for this year, I actually had COVID, so I couldn't make it down, which I was quite annoyed for, because I was pretty fit and done a bit more hill sessions. But yeah, just I've always fancied having a proper go at that. So did the hill one this year, and I've got every title apart from hill, well, trail and hill. So I've won a track one, I've won a cross, I've won a road. So I wanted to get hill and trail. Yeah, I think the hill was the hardest. I had a proper battle with Andy Douglas.
Yes, I was going to say, and
Who's the hill
Andy,
goat, Inverclyde hill goat.
yes,
I
I
don't think he's
know
ever
it's.
been to Greenock, but
Oh, he says, yeah, I know he won the Inverclyde Sports Personality of the Year one year. He
did
stayed at
he?
my house, so he's Brian Greenock at least.
uh,
But yeah, Andrew, like, I just remember, like, it was years ago, and it's like talk about cross country and stuff, and with guys like Dan Mulhare and all that, and they've kind of left the sport now. But Andy, I remember talking to him years ago. He's like, I'm going to have a crack at mountain running, and I was just like, screw that, man. I'm mountain screw that. That just looks torture. And then he went and he literally, he didn't just take part, he literally won it, like the
yeah, he
World
was
Series and stuff. And
yeah. I was with him on a training camp, like one of these GB camps, and I must have just been peppering him with questions all weekend, just like how you make that transition, because it's a lot of people just think, oh, you can rock up and make a team in the mountain stuff, but nah, it is hard, and
it's
the training's hard. Like I thought I'd enjoy the training more, but I probably don't. It's probably harder, and it actually takes ages if you're doing hill reps, like long hill reps.
yeah.
Um,
I think
but
the
yeah,
same.
the Glasgow things maybe changed my focus a wee bit.
Yeah, excellent. Well, here's hoping, here's hoping we see Jamie Crowe in a Scotland vest. Well, we've seen you in a Scotland vest, but hopefully at a major
A
championship
major
like
champs, yeah, that's
Commonwealth
kind of what I
Games.
want to tick off. Yeah, a major
Yeah,
champs would be good.
that
Good
would be
stuff.
great, man. So on to the next kind of section we do. So what's a kind of average training week look like for Jamie Crowe in terms of mileage, sessions, etc.
So, month mileage, I probably run like 90 to 100, probably more 90, stick about around 90 miles a week. So I work full time as a teacher, so I live 10k, 10k from my school. So I've got a wee red rucksack. I run at school, get showered at school, and run home. So that's my easy days are usually uh, focused around running to school. I can add on if I need to do extra miles and take away if I'm tired. And then a Tuesday, you should do a session. Like I've been doing a wee bit of like, I'm not saying I'm following the double threshold, the vibe at the minute, but I'm doing like because I'm working full time. I've what I've really struggled with is training to the same levels I used to train, like sessions. Like so on a Tuesday night, I can't go and hammer myself on a Tuesday night like I used to, just because I'm so tired. And it's not something I want to do either. I'm sitting at work like at the end of work thinking I'm gonna have to go to the track and go and run
Yeah.
like flat out mowing for 2 hours. So now what I'm doing is training more, but like a less intensity. So like on a Tuesday morning, I'll maybe go and do like an 8K just tempo, like nothing rapid, but like maybe like 320s, 330 per K, just so I'm moving a wee bit and it's at a decent effort. My heart rate's up. And then Tuesday night, go to the track with there's a Hawks group, Dundee Hawks group, because I moved back to Dundee. So, and again, I'm not going flat out. I'm actually training with the younger guys and getting them to take a rep. I'll take a rep, which means I'm enjoying training a wee bit more. And so I do that Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday I'll maybe try and do something like hills or a cross country session or something a wee bit longer, and then long run on a Sunday, pretty standard.
Nice. I know there's been a lot of chat about the Ingebrigtsen double thresholds and stuff, and there's people are saying, it's changed the way everyone looks at training now.
Yeah, for me, like I'm not going off it by a performance stand. Well, I suppose there is a performance benefit there as well, but it's more like an enjoyment thing for me. So me going out and running 8K at 320s, I'm still getting to run fast, which I enjoy, but I'm not going out like I need to go and run 255s or this has been a bad session. So taking a wee bit of pressure off me, and then I'm getting more miles at a higher intensity because I'm doing double sessions. It's definitely helped. But I'm not like tracking it. I'm not got the old lactate monitor out taking bloods or anything like that nonsense. I'm maybe looking at my heart rate and doing it by feel. But it's definitely made me enjoy training a lot more and probably kept me fitter. Whereas if I was just doing a Tuesday, Thursdays, I used to just do Tuesday, Friday. If I was doing that and keeping the intensity down, I'd maybe not be as fit. But again, like if you do that for a long time, like if I did that every week, I'd probably be missing something. So every kind of 2 weeks, I'll do a session where I'll proper hammer it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm motivated to do it because I'll be like, right, this is my session where I'm going for it.
Yeah.
So I've got that motivation because it's once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks. And then you can see, all right, well, that train's obviously working because my hard sessions got faster.
Good stuff. And what's the rest of the week looking like? Sorry, a typical week.
And then Wednesday again, just running to and from school. Friday running to and from school, and then Sunday long run. Try and meet some of the guys at Dundee or some of the guys in Stirling, Central guys. Still try and get down there, and nice. enjoy a breakfast roll after Sunday run.
Absolutely, man. So how far is the Sunday run? Is that are you talking up to marathon distance, or is it like a 15, 16?
Probably 15, 16, going up to 20. Used to love a 20 miler. Like used to not. It wasn't a Sunday run if I hadn't done 20 miles, but now I'm probably like around about 17, 18, sometimes 20, depending on the route.
Nice. I always find that. See, when anytime I've trained for a marathon, you go, I'm not in shape and stuff. See, as soon as you get like 3-4 weeks of like 30K plus runs, like your fitness just you go and do a tempo, you're like, wow, this is easy now. It's wild how much a Sunday long run or a long run in general really does bring you on.
Yeah, the long runs can help. Yeah,
definitely, man. But
definitely.
This isn't all your achievements, though, is it? Though, because the Central AC, who are they've just set the standard in the Scottish scene, Scottish cross country. Is that 11 years in a row they've won the team at the national in February, and I think mine and Pete's club, Inverclyde, I think we've only the last few years we managed to beat Central once at the national relays, but Central, it's not just in Scotland though. You guys obviously won the national, went down to Liverpool, and then won the cross country down there to go and represent the UK club scene at the Euro at the European Club Championships, and then obviously the 12 stage as well. But first of all, that European cross country championships, but for the clubs, that I seen it on YouTube, and it looked insane.
Yeah, it's a mad event to be fair. All like the Portuguese and Spanish teams, like they're in. So like Sporting Lisbon, like the football team, have got like a running team, so they're all in the Sporting Lisbon gear, and you're allowed 2 foreign athletes per team. So like obviously they pay like a Kenyan or Eritrean or somewhere East African to come in and race for them, and it makes the top quality, the top of the field really quite impressive.
Right.
And
So,
they're always in hot minging places. So
aye.
as a Scottish team, you stand out with the sun cream all over you and struggling at the back. But nah, they're good. They're good events, like good weekends away. They look after you. You're with a team. And then there's usually other British teams out there, so it's good. It's good, or Irish teams as well. So you get good beers after it as well.
Yeah, because that's mental how they. So when you say that they can, oh, you're like 2 foreign athletes. So could is it a bit like champ manager? Like you can you can like buy a Kenyan just for that race, or do they need to be like running for that club for a while? Or oh, you hear me okay?
Sorry, I missed you there. Sorry, I missed you
Sorry,
there.
no, it's okay. I was just saying. So you're saying it like you're allowed 2 foreign runners per team.
Yeah,
So is that
yeah.
like they can just pay for them to run in that one race, or is it have they got to be running for that this season?
Nah, I think I'm pretty sure you can like pay them to come in and,
Wow.
and race for that race. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I do know. Yeah, you can have 2 foreign athletes for each team, and obviously these teams have got pretty big like budgets, like these Portuguese teams and Italian teams and stuff like that. They take it pretty
Yeah.
serious.
I'm sure
But
we
nah, great experience to go and do something like that.
yeah. I'm sure we Butcher, I'm sure with his contacts, he must know a few Kenyans that could slip
But
in for
the thing
next
is
time.
though, like you want to take the boys that have got you there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like unfortunately we've not had like one. I've never been fully fit when I've gone. Butchie's never went. There was one like we could probably put out a good team where we could finish up there
Mhm.
if we're all, because I think it's only 3 to count.
Wow.
So
Right.
I think if both of us were really fit and one of the young boys was fit, we could definitely do something over there. Which I think Derek thinks there's a wee bit of unfinished business over at Euro clubs. So
Right.
never know
Yeah.
this year. Hopefully, if Butchie gets back from his injury and
Yeah.
maybe Liverpool this year, we can get something sorted.
Yeah,
Good
you never
stuff.
know. You never know. And then obviously the big one, like the 12 stage, obviously Central AC went down, and obviously you won the 12 stage, which is probably the biggest prestigious race in England. Am I saying that, Pete? Is that probably correct to say that
Yeah,
the
it's
12
pretty up
stage?
there in terms of like a team event. Yeah, it's obviously really prestigious, and again, some of the runners that have taken place in that over the years, Dave Moorcrofts, Brendan Foster, these sort of guys, Steve Cram, all those guys used to take part in it. So yes, it's just it's a really really good event. So yeah, it's impressive.
Nice one.
Blackheath have won it, by the way, in the past. I wasn't part of that team, obviously, but yeah, no, Blackheath Harriers or Blackheath and Bromley as we are now. But one of my greatest achievements probably would be actually winning the under 17 McDonald's National Road Relays at Sutton Park. Hold on, B team. So because we were back in the day, we won everything. So I couldn't get in the A team for love nor money occasionally, but so like yeah, our A team would win it, and then we'd maybe finish as high up. But sometimes we'd be in the top 10 as a B team, in the country again, like in terms of against the other A teams, and so yeah, we got a gold medal B team. So there we go.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
And the 12 stage. So how did that day go? Were you on first leg, or were you in kind of the later legs?
No, I was one of the. I was one of. It was leg 11. Was that second last leg? I think it was second
Wow.
last leg. Yeah. No, I was the second last long leg.
Ah.
Butchie was the last long leg. So like, obviously it's a long drive down. You go and if you go in different cars and you want to be in Derek's car because obviously you can get in his ear about the team and stuff like that and the order. So me and Butchie were in Derek's car and we were taking going as the captains and we were writing down the team, writing down the order, And obviously Derek keeps it really close to his chest. He doesn't reveal it until the night that everyone sits down at the lobby of the hotel. So say we get there at like 10 o'clock at night, he'll have everyone sitting there, and then he'll go, right, this is the team order. And then he'll just go up to his bed or go and finish his pint. Like, no conversation after that. So like me and Butchie were in his ear on the car down, and I think one of the big things was Ben McMillan, who quality athlete, like 355 miler, wanted to do a short leg, but you want your quickest guys on the long leg, obviously. So
yeah,
as soon as me and Butchie heard that, we were like, absolutely no chance. So we just cornered him. We meet at T-Bay Services, the classic for stopping down, the Scottish team stopping down.
yeah.
And we cornered him in the service station and was like, not a chance you're doing a short leg. But we gave him the first leg, which the young boys like, 'cause it's like a race, and you get to race these guys in the first leg. So usually the big names are in the first leg as well if their teams aren't that good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he tells you the team, and then me and Butcher, we were the last two long legs, and we had a couple of young boys doing the short legs. So I think when I went off, I was in third, yeah, but we were all pretty close, and I think I brought us back in first, but again close. And then the young boy went, and we stayed in first from the last three legs, and yeah, it was a proper buzz, because once you've done your leg, you can be running. The park's quite good for seeing people in different spots. So like that last leg, like I'll remember that for a while, like chasing Ali Marshall down the home straight, like screaming at him. So I wouldn't like to be him anyway. Take that pressure going that last leg.
Yeah.
I think he was just wanted to be an AW front cover, which we never got anyway, because I think I think, no offense to the English, but I think they were pretty sour that we won it. So so we had and then the celebrations at the end, but like we all ended up being a bit pissed off because because I've got a few English mates who were running for like Wimbledon and Woodford and Highgate and stuff like that, and they didn't even bring us up. Like, so I said, oh, we've got a pretty strong team to them, and they were like, oh, we don't care about you guys, like this is English champs. So they changed it to, you get the English champs and it's a British champs, but they did the English champs presentation first and made that almost a bigger deal. And so like the Highgate won the English champ, they were second, won the English champs, got the like sword, put on like Instagram, like 12 stage champions, stuff like that, and that kind of riled us up a wee bit.
So what you're saying is you sent the English home to think again, basically.
Well, they sent us home angry.
You'll be back next year, then, no doubt. No, do you know what? I'm obviously looking at the power. I'm just having a quick look here. So yeah, 4:09, 4 hours 9 minutes 54, and like you say, you leg 11 went through in second place, taken over from Hamish, and then into the lead. And like you say, Alistair Marshall finishing off the job. So what did you run there? 20, 25, 28. Decent. Yeah. Okay. I'm just comparing the other boys in the team there, and Big Butchie. No Butchie, no party. 24:57. So some good times.
Was he 24:57?
24:57. Yeah.
What was I? 25.
28.
28. Oh, he absolutely barred me.
and so that was Highgate, and like you said, so who was a few guys in the team you knew then? A bit of banter with the Highgate boys, because it looks like you did them by about 40 seconds there, just over 40 seconds.
Yeah, still pretty close for a 4-hour race. Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Pretty intense coming down the last few legs, but they weren't bothered about us. I think they were more focused on the English champs, which riled us up a wee bit. But nah, it's a class event.
Yeah.
And then we celebrated by going for like a beefeater Toby Carvery or something at the side of the motorway. I was wanting a night in Blackpool. I want Derek to pay all expenses, night out in Blackpool, but we bottled it. I think we've still not fully celebrated it. We actually need to have. We've always said we need to have a proper night out a dinner and celebrate it. But yeah, we had a couple of beers at this side of the motorway place and couldn't convince Derek to take us to Blackpool for a night.
Let us know when that's happening. I mean, I'm hoping that other Scottish teams are invited as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we can all embrace in the Scottish win.
You just have to buy it around, and then that'll do.
Well,
No worries, mate.
you don't know me that well then. No, okay. And I'll just again just to finish up with the 12 star. I'm looking here because obviously having done it and predominantly being down south myself, I see Kent AC. They're obviously a strong team. They were in the lead for quite a bit as well. Ross Braden is a good friend of mine. Used to run for Blackheath, but yeah, he was on leg 10 actually, I think. So who can you remember, Jamie? Sorry, I'm trying to work it out from looking here because obviously it has the positions in brackets and stuff. But who did you overtake then to get into who was in the lead at that point when you took was it Highgate or Kent? I guess it was Highgate or Kent AC.
I think it was maybe Kent.
Yeah, okay.
And Highgate were behind me.
Right, okay. Do you know what? I'm just looking here while I'm looking at Kent AC, and we're talking about the classy athletes, yourself, Sputchy, those sort of guys. I see Alex E was running for Kent AC. They're now Olympic gold medalist. So 24:58 he ran. So yeah, there we go. Well, what did Butchie run?
57.
Yeah, there you go. Done him by a second. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. So just a couple of other things. While I was looking at the Paraten, I know we mentioned Parliament Hill earlier, but you did. Was it the British Cross Challenge, including the trial at Parley Hill earlier this year?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
and you were fourth, is that right?
Yeah, it was fourth. Yeah, it ended up not being a trial. Well, it was a trial, but it was first place takes only. I was pretty annoyed.
Oh, really? Right. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was cool event. They tried to make it like 9 to 10 Ks, sort of short laps, and try and get crowd like close to you and stuff.
Yeah.
The short laps kind of cross country kind of suits me a bit better, so I enjoyed it. Had a decent run, but yeah, ended up not being a trial. Ended up being just first past the post because the World Cross got moved to a later date.
Right. Okay.
And then never got selected for World Cross, which was a bit of a silly one anyway.
Nightmare. Okay. Fair enough. All right, and so with that one, and then obviously Stirling 10K was fairly recently. So I'm right in saying you won that, obviously Scottish national 10K champion. Is that right?
Yeah, that was the other weekend.
Great. So congratulations on that. I've taken over from Inverclyde's winner the previous year, I believe, John Bell. So passing. Yeah. But what I was really, how did it feel to be at that race, to be part of the race where Inverclyde won the team prize?
Yeah. However, we won the Stirling 10K prize. So
okay.
We walked away with cash. You guys never. I like how Lewis Miller, the race director, did that. Made it 4 to count. So.
All right. Okay.
So the Scottish champs was 3 to count. So Inverclyde won it by. The one I think we got the same points.
Yeah.
Count back. Yeah. So not a clean victory, but it's fine.
I was always going to get that in there. I think I maybe beat Sean to it. We didn't actually discuss that, but yeah, I had to get that one in because, as Sean says, it's not often we get to bring that up. But yeah, well, obviously we've got a lot of work to do. It's, again, a bit like the 12 stage, and like you were saying about going out to the Euro club champs and stuff. It's always that if buts, we could have, if we had so and so. But on paper, obviously we've had athletes come and go. Johnny Glenn's back out in America now, having tied the knot and stuff. But Craig's down south, and if we could get all that, we've got Adam Craig, and the names you guys could rattle off is unbelievable. Like you could put two 12 stage teams out, really competitive. But yeah, so who knows? Hopefully we can lock horns and we can both get 2 good teams out and have some good running. So that'd be good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Inverclyde have got a good team. I think I've always kind of said, Derek hates the idea, but six to count in Scotland is quite a lot for the national cross. Like it would make it interesting if it was four to count.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But obviously 6 suits us because we've got good strength and depth. But 4 to count would make it interesting. John Mackay would find all sorts to get up for 4 to count.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure with the 12 stage how it works, whether you need to get invited down there to the English one or whatever. But I've always from my point of view, I'd love it if we could get an Inverclyde. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I'd love to try and join you boys down at Sutton Park.
It's definitely worth going down. I'd love to. Yeah. When we first went down, we were miles back. We just kept going down, and then we would go to the 6 stage as well. So we're going down twice a year, and you just get used to. It's quite a different race, so you get used to being down there, and we just gradually got better and better and better. And it pushes like the boys maybe not in that top 12 or not in that top 6 to get fitter for that race to get the chance to go down.
Costoff
go down
Yeah,
They're
that's
done
right.
every
I
year.
spoke to
So
Dougie about that. Yeah, a few weeks. Sorry, just to backtrack a little bit, and just what you were saying earlier about the. I was interested in that you said about the team. Derek only announcing it the night before. So that was. So do you know who's in the team, or is it just the legs that he announces at that show? Like,
oh,
do you have
sorry,
reserves and stuff? How does it work? Do you have a? Or,
we take reserves, but so I suppose the team, there's two reserves. You don't know who the team is, but then he does the legs. So
yeah.
everyone's interested in what leg you're at.
Right.
He does the legs the night before. Kind of everyone's sitting in the lobby.
Yeah.
It's quite like listen to Martin O'Neill's book the other day, and a bit like him, he used to just come in, write the team sheet on the board, and then just walk out the dressing room. It's a bit like that, but it seems to work. Obviously,
I've gone
does
off.
it does the same with the national cross country relays and stuff. You
Right.
rock up, you don't know who's in the A team.
Okay.
He'll just give you like the number, and you know if it's like the lower number of the three, you're in the A team or you're in the B team.
Gotcha. I've just clicked off the results there now, but so I'm not sure who was on your first leg. But is there ever a bit of? I'm guessing that because obviously the first leg, as you know, is just mental. It's like and like I don't know if you alluded to that. There's often some of the teams that haven't got a full team, so you get like some real class runners on that first. It's a proper race. I mean, sometimes I don't know where you guys even came back.
I think Mark Scott did the first leg last year as well. Actually,
right. Well, there you go. Yeah. So like, I mean, sometimes you can come back in like I don't know 20th on the first leg, but you've still got you can still win it. Do you know what I mean? It's just that fast. But yeah, is there ever a bit of is there is that the kind of thing where you or Butchie would say, nah, listen, first leg, I'm having that. That's mine. Is there ever any bit of that?
I'm not that bothered. Like I don't mind. I do hate getting like the last. So I was like 11. I hate that. I do hate that because you're sitting waiting for 4 hours like till you run.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
first leg, some people do want it, and you do get boys piping up at the service station like on the way down over dinner.
Yeah.
The big one is boys wanting short legs
Yeah.
when they're like flying, but they want
Yeah.
a short leg
Yeah.
because I think the short leg times to get in the fastest times is easier. And yeah, it's just boys want it all the time. The best one is Big Ali. He used to love. He'd just be like, I'll be on a short leg, won't I, Derek? And the big man's in the shape of his life, and he's
Yeah.
wanting a short leg. Like,
Yeah.
that used to crack me up all the time. But yeah, it's boys wanting either the first leg or a short leg when they should be getting a long leg, because that long leg at Sutton Park's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I guess just to finish off with that about the 12th leg, I guess it's great, especially if you can get a lead and the glory crossing the line and whatever celebration you want to do. But at the same time, hell of a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? You don't want that guy that takes over in the lead and you come second or third. So
the guy to ask about that is, you'll probably hate me for bringing this up, but it's Lewis Miller, Central race director, 10K. We did I think it was a 12 stage. He was last leg. We're sitting in second. We came home in fourth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
right, okay.
Dougie's been the same since.
Then yeah, well, sure. Maybe you can have a word with. I think you speak to Lewis. So yeah, but no,
Yeah.
thanks for that. Back over to you, Sean.
It just talk about Lewis Miller. I remember that 5 years ago I was training for Frankfurt, and then part of the build up I did Stirling 10K as one of the races, and I just because marathon training just brings you on so much, so I get like a 30-second PB that day, and I think I got to like a K to go. As I nailed my training partner, I was like, mate, if we break 3:20 in the last K here, we're going to break 34 for the first ever time. He's like, right, let's go, bit it. And I remember going by Lewis with about 200 meters to go. And I think it's his wife who was at the always when you get booed through the finish line, she's like giving people like a bottle of milk or whatever.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, then looked at Lewis and said, "What happened, Lewis?" I was just like, I was like, yeah, he's had a bad day. But he's got Sean Gaffney beating him.
Did you say to him? Do you realise we're going at sub 34 pace here, mate?
I didn't, mate. I didn't. I didn't know. That's another story. But yeah, I remember that she just looked at me, looked at Lewis, and just like, "What happened, Lewis?" I was like, yeah, so he's gonna get into trouble when he gets home.
Right.
Yeah, but he's done an absolutely great job with the Stirling 10K. It's huge
it's
event.
great event. Yeah, great event. It's done really well.
I mean, but I know he's probably he's really stressed to organise it, but he makes it look,
I think he hates it. Yeah,
makes it look quite easy. Just getting everybody together and getting all these businesses to,
yeah, it's mental.
that's why get your bottles of milk and get your turnocks and all that stuff. But he's did a great job. Absolutely fantastic job, and obviously yourself winning it and that as well. But glad you mentioned Ali Hay there. Like, from all of us, the Scottish Run podcast and the whole of Scottish Athletics, we were all sad and shocked to hear about Ali Hay's passing.
Yeah, definitely.
And but
Yeah,
Big Ali, no, he's just an amazing big guy. But what an athlete. He was from his era. He likes some Mark Pollard and Chris Mackay and all that stuff. They were Ali was, up with them, winning Scottish titles and stuff and going to Commonwealth Games. So Ali got there. But even like last year and stuff, I thought it was Ali like 37, 38, and he was still pushing, young guys to at Scottish senior titles, no masters titles, at senior titles. So he was still up there, given that he's everything. He was just a great runner, So
nah, he's a great athlete and then just like proper good guy as well. Like one of the nicest guys ever. Yeah, and his longevity in the sport is incredible. Like the amount of photos I was shown on the day of his funeral were like guys that so like Jethro Lennox had a photo of him in a Scotland team with Ali from like years ago, and I had a Scotland. So like we're totally different generations.
Yeah,
and I was in a Scotland team with Ali. Like he went over that far. Like yeah, it's just incredible. I think I put some on social media. Like I seen him. I've got a massive love for the National Cross, and it's probably through my dad and listening to him drunkenly tell me about the National Cross while his mates in the pub in Dundee and all these stories. And like if I was to tell a drunken story when I'm older to my kid, it will be Ali Hay winning his first national title. Like I actually remember being there and I'm sprinting down that famous home straight and being proper like that's unreal what he's just done.
Yeah.
And it was like a great field as well, like Derek Hawkins and one of the Eritreans from Shettleston.
Yeah.
He beat. So super guy, and obviously really really missed it. Will be missed at Central AC.
Yeah, absolutely. That was you're saying about that, at national, and I remember at national relays one year. It's when the Eritreans run for Shettleston after the World Cross, and Shettleston were they got them in the club, and they were just literally running right through and then they got to the national on the last leg at a national relay, and who steps up to beat them to beat their fastest Eritrean in the last leg? It was Ali Hay, and it's just like
unreal.
And I think that kind of served as a catalyst for the rest of Scotland, because that really brought on a lot of Scottish guys after that, because everyone's like, all right, we
they're
can.
beatable.
Yeah, we can beat the East Africans. And then after that, Derek, Callum, following Butcher, then obviously yourself and that as well. It really did kick on Scottish athletics.
Yeah. He's got that inspirational side to him that he's definitely inspired loads in the sport. He loads at Central anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's been amazing talking to you. It's been a great episode, Jamie. Glad to know you're a fellow Celtic fan as well. Next time,
yeah.
National Relay, I'll come in if I can even manage a jog. If my leg allows me to, I'll try and jog, and we can talk about Celtic.
We can plan the trip to Munich for the Champions League final.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Even let's book a trip to Atalanta. Why not? But before we go, like, if you go as a runner yourself, if you get any advice for anybody else out there who's looking for a bit of inspiration or a bit of motivation with their running, any advice for anyone?
For me, which I've found like in the last couple of years is just enjoyment. Like, I try not to get bogged down in results and even like training, like hitting target times and anything. So definitely like making sure you're enjoying it, because if you're enjoying it, you're going to run your best. So even an example from the weekend, like I didn't really want to go down to English National. I didn't want to travel again, so I didn't run very well. It's the races that I'm motivated to do and enjoying myself. That's when I run my best. So I reckon, making sure you're enjoying the sport, and that's when you get the best out of yourself.
Brilliant.
And then that's when I'll give a wee plug to my new coaching stuff with a couple of triathlon boys. So if you're needing any coaching, if anyone's listening, or any inspiration, LT3 coaching. There you go.
LT3. Is that with Mark Austin?
With Mark and Ferg Roberts, 2 triathletes that are high level. So
nice.
Doing a bit of coaching at the minute.
Nice. Maybe we need to get them on the pod, as well. Need to get them on.
Yeah, definitely get him on. Yeah, he'll speak better than me. He'll sell it better than me as well.
Good shout out. Yeah, we'll try. We'll get. I'm guessing there's a link to their pages and stuff. And as you know, we've got an extensive following. We're probably one of the most the biggest podcasts in Scotland. So yeah, we'll make that happen.
That'd be good. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on, Jamie. And
cheers for having me.
See you at the cross country season.
Yeah. Thanks.